Before we can fully appreciate what happened at the plain of Dura, we need to understand who Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were before Babylon gave them those names. Their Hebrew names tell their story. Hananiah means God is gracious. Mishael means who is what God is. Azariah means God has helped. Their very names were a declaration of the government they belonged to, woven into their identity before they ever faced a furnace or a golden image. They carried the nature of their God in their names, even as Babylon tried to erase it by renaming them after Babylonian deities. And they were not ordinary young men. The Bible is specific. They were chosen for their wisdom, understanding, intelligence, and their physical fitness. They were the cream of Judean nobility, selected to be trained for service in the most sophisticated royal court of their generation. They were being groomed for governance, and God, in his sovereign purpose, allowed them to be placed in the very heart of Babylon's power structure so that his government could be demonstrated from within it. But here is what made them truly dangerous to the kingdom of darkness. They had Daniel. The school of Daniel, where legislators are formed. Daniel was more than a friend. He was more than a fellow captive navigating a foreign culture. Daniel was a master legislator, a man who had already demonstrated, at considerable personal risk, that he would not compromise the laws of God's government for the comfort of Babylon's system. From the very beginning of their captivity, Daniel had resolved in his heart that he would not defile himself with the king's food, and God had honored that resolve with wisdom, favor, and governmental influence that reached all the way to the throne room of Nebuchadnezzar. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego sat under that influence. They were schooled not just in the wisdom of Babylon, in its language, literature, and science, but in the deeper wisdom of the kingdom of God. Daniel taught them what he knew, showed them through his own life what it looked like to live as a governmental representative of heaven inside a system that was aggressively hostile to everything heaven stood for. He modeled the legislative posture, the refusal to bow, the confidence in God's authority, the willingness to pay whatever price loyalty to the kingdom required.